Welcome back to what is happening this week in Thailand. It is no secret that there are a long list of animals in Thailand that you want to avoid, but apparently there's yet another one to add to it. Two foreigners are arrested in Phuket for doing something that could be easy to think isn't a problem. Police detained 36 foreigners in a Pattaya nightclub raid, and 50 riders arrested, nabbed in a raid that could honestly get a lot of us in trouble, myself included. How's it going? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are having a wonderful day. And if you are currently in Thailand, happy Songkran. So I went out for a bit yesterday. One thing I'm noticing as I get older, I am just growing less and less fond of just absolutely massive crowds.
Oh, you're having a bad day? Did you die?
I got shot.
But did you die?
I find myself now getting into this like emergency train of thought. You know what I mean? These huge crowds of people, you can't really move. The first thing I start thinking about now is, okay, if something happened, how would I get out of here? And that's a pretty much guaranteed way to stress yourself out of having any fun. But don't let that deter you. If it's your first time in Thailand for Songkran, go out for at least a day. Experience the mayhem. It is part of it. It is a huge, part of what the locals look forward to all year, and it is a lot of fun, especially if you can go out, get enough beers in you, then you're not that worried about it. But we're not talking about Songkran today. We're covering some trending stories coming out of Thailand currently. As always, if you've been here for a while, you know I try to look for short stories that might have a lesson for the rest of us to learn. If you're coming to Thailand as a foreigner, there's some things you're gonna have to learn, and hopefully you don't learn them the hard way like some of these people in these stories. There are a lot of things that you may not be thinking about that could either, one, get you arrested, or could be dangerous for a litany of reasons, or things that you just might see everywhere, and it could be very easy to think that they are not going to get you in trouble, but they will. So without further ado, let's dive right in.
Whoa. Here I come. Oh, here I come.
Now this first story strikes very close to home for me. I would consider myself somewhat of a waterman. I love the ocean. I love the vast majority of critters in the ocean, but there is a specific subset that I do not mess with. This is on my list of no thank yous when it comes to seeing wildlife when I'm out and about. Tourists warned after moon jellyfish floating off of Phuket. About 20 to 30 moon jellyfish were found floating near the surface and washed ashore at Ao Siam on Koh Ratchayai in Phuket yesterday. Officials later identified the animals as moon jellyfish, a species commonly found in Thai waters. Moon jellyfish carry mild venom and are not considered life-threatening, but they can cause red rashes, a burning sensation, and skin irritation, especially in people with sensitive skin or those who react easily to stings. Jellyfish, in a nutshell, if you don't know, more than not are they're relatively harmless. But that's not to say a sting is not a miserable experience. I have some family that lives in North Carolina. In the States, we used to go out there pretty much every summer. And the thing is, when the storm blows in on that side of the country, it blows the jellyfish in with it. I must have been maybe 10 years old. You could not tell me I wasn't going swimming. I was on a boogie board. I had one wrap pretty much all the way around my leg. It was absolutely miserable. I do not recommend. Another thing when it comes to Thailand and jellyfish, some of the few that are genuinely dangerous, even if you're not allergic, they can be found in Thailand. So this isn't meant to freak you out. They are a pretty rare sighting, but especially if you have an allergy, if you're allergic to bee stings, anything like that, there are jellyfish in the water in Thailand. And of course, if you're allergic, a sting that might not be that big a deal for me could be a very, very big deal for you. So something to think about, if you do get stung, a really easy way to neutralize it is with vinegar. Now there's the whole myth about peeing on it. Some people say that's not true. Other people swear by it. If you're willing to, do the experiment and let somebody pee on your leg or your chest, we don't judge here, man. Live your life.
You got me.
Man, the more time I spend here, the more I, begin to learn that there are so many animals in Thailand that you just do not want to get caught on the wrong end of, whether it be monkeys, wild elephants, tigers, in some area, monkeys, I mean, the list goes on and on. Centipedes that are as big as your arm. No, thank you. Keep an eye out for the jellies. Don't be that guy that picks them up on the beach. I don't know how many times I have seen that. Granted, it won't be good for you, but it will be hilarious for me. Now, cruising right along to our next story, even if you haven't been to Thailand, if you've seen videos, I'm sure you noticed, just like everybody else, that the roads are hectic. One thing is as you're riding around, you will for sure see some locals doing some pretty wild stuff on the bikes. And it could be very easy to assume like, hey, it's just kind of free reign. We can kind of do whatever we want. And I'm not going to tell you to break the laws. What I will say is if, you cut a corner, things like that within reason, it's probably not going to be too much of a problem. If you do get arrested for it, do not reference this video and say that, oh, this dude told me it was okay. Please don't do that. But you will see some guys driving absolutely hectic, but there is a line, right? And we are going to see that in this next story. British and Irish riders arrested in Phuket after viral wheelie video. Police arrested an Irish and a British motorcyclist after they were filmed performing wheelies on a public road in Phuket. The Facebook page posted a video showing a foreign man in a blue shirt riding along Chao Phatawan Tak Road in Chalong District. The post included the caption, quote unquote, "Do you think that this is a racetrack? Don't know what to say. This is dangerous for other motorists." After reviewing additional CCTV footage, officers identified a second rider who carried out the same act. Police said he was traveling with his girlfriend and performing wheelies alongside the first rider seen in the viral clip. This is something that always drives me absolutely insane. If you want to drive like a maniac, and you're by yourself, live your life, dude. If you want to risk it, if you think that fun is worth the trade-off of something going bad, that's one thing. I hope I don't have to tell you, don't do shit like that when you've got somebody on the back. If you think it's cool to put your girlfriend on the back and do wheelies, and I can tell from these videos, none of them were wearing helmets. That is absolutely ridiculous. I know. Imagine the guilt you would have if you went down and something happened to your girlfriend and you were okay. You're gonna have to live with that. It's not cool. Me, I'm the guy, if I pick somebody up and we've only got one helmet, passengers wearing it. If I do something, get in an accident, get hurt, that's one thing. I'm not gonna let you ride with me and risk your well-being so I can pull some wheelies. This just goes to show, police are not cool with this, especially when it comes to the wheelies. Not too long ago, you guys may remember, we covered another story of another foreigner in Bangkok who was doing a wheelie, ran into an older Thai auntie and she fell, hit her head, and she died. Don't get me wrong, I'm not preaching by any means. I have done my fair share of Hunan. I've done my fair share of wheelies, and yes, it is very fun, but especially on a public road, it's not the way to do it. When you are in Thailand, police, if they are worried about it enough, they will find you. They are very good at backtracking CCTV. Your bike has a plate on it. Most people here are on rentals. Your passport is attached to that rental. They will find you. Even if they don't catch you at the shop or your condo or whatever, they will put a hold. You will get stopped at the airport. So don't do this. Don't reference what you see other people doing as what is okay. It is not worth it. And reading into this, when you do things that are deliberately dangerous on the roads, you can get hit with some massive fines and possibly even jail time in Thailand. If anything, do what the rest of us do. Go find an empty parking lot, something like that. And for the most part, you're probably not going to get messed with if you decide to do those things there. Now, speaking of things that might seem fine, but are actually illegal and can get you into some trouble, Callison arrests 50 in month-long loud motorcycle sweep. Results of a March operation targeting loud motorcycles and illegal street racing in Muang Callison were announced yesterday, April 1st, with officers reporting 50 arrests and 50 seized motorcycles. Checkpoints and interception points were carried out 31 times in locations described as higher risk. 50 people were arrested for offenses including vehicle modifications and loud exhaust pipes with modes age 15 to 20. A total of 50 motorcycles were seized along with 30 modified exhausts to keep as evidence. So me reading this, I'm kind of torn, right? So if you've never ridden motorcycles, yes, a lot of people put loud pipes on their bikes because they think it's cool, which I can kind of be on board with as long as it's quality. Loud doesn't mean good necessarily, but another aspect of it, I am a firm proponent of having at least some type of exhaust because reality is people in cars aren't paying attention, at least if they can hear you. That gives you a better shot. But if you spend any time in Thailand, of course, some people overdo it. Some of the bikes are so obnoxiously loud and it doesn't sound good either. It's one thing if you have a loud bike and you're on a Ducati or a S1000RR and it sounds amazing. Some of the bikes here are just straight pipe, single cylinder, 125 cc's. They sound terrible. So I get it. Granted, especially as I've gotten older, I used to be on the train of if it's too loud, you're too old, but some of them are a bit ridiculous, but you're gonna see them everywhere, right? That's just how it is. So if you are planning on coming here, especially if you're gonna get a bike, there is a noise ordinance on exhaust. I believe it's 90 decibels. You're not allowed to be louder than. And truth is, if you get stopped at a checkpoint and your bike is highly modified, it is entirely possible for the police to take it and seize it. So that's something to think about. There are certain things that they are more worried about than less, exhaust being a huge one. If you're on a highly modified bike, but it's still legal sound-wise, you got a much better chance of being okay. Then of course, you need your license all squared away, helmet, all that stuff. I know it might be easy to think that you're probably not going to get stopped. And in reality, when it comes to getting pulled over while driving, that is much less likely in Thailand. But the police are smart. They know where to put the checkpoints. They know not to do it on a specific schedule. So you are going to get stopped eventually. Now, for all my party animals out there, it's no secret if you're coming to Thailand, you might want to go out, have some fun, cut loose, drink some drinks. This next story is something that I would highly advise keeping in the front of your brain, right? This is something that is very unique to Thailand, especially compared to America. Police detain 36 Chinese nationals in a Pattaya nightclub raid. Police in Pattaya raided a nightclub in Nong Pru, Bang Lamong, Chonburi early today, arresting 36 Chinese nationals suspected of gathering for substance use. The operation took place at 3:30 a.m. after police received a tip-off about alleged substance activity inside a venue on Pattaya 3rd Road in North Pattaya. More than 40 officers surrounded and entered the premises. The building was identified as a 4-story luxury property with each floor arranged into karaoke rooms. Officials found tourists occupying 2 rooms and moved in to detain those inside. Now, this next detail is an important one to understand. Machitone reported that all 36 suspects are Chinese nationals and are undergoing drug testing. Officers are also checking their immigration documents to confirm whether they entered Thailand legally. So, something that is very different from America. So in America, when it comes to substances, you have to get caught with it pretty much, right? Like if you don't have something in your pocket or in your car, you're probably going to be okay. Another thing, very different in Thailand compared to America, to get drug tested or anything like that in America, the police need probable cause. Getting pulled over for a DUI, something like that. In Thailand, that is not the case. This type of thing happens regularly. If the police show up and want to, for whatever reason, they can just search you and they can also make you take a PP test. So that is something that is very different. And if you drop dirty on that test, it is pretty much exactly the same as getting caught with something in your pocket. These type of nightclub raids happen frequently. So I tell everybody, even if you were out and about a night or two before and did something that you shouldn't have, and then you're at the wrong place and end up caught up in one of these raids, you're gonna get busted. And it's not just like, oh, I can hide in the back and throw something and hide it. No, they will pull everybody out. They'll go out and search everybody's cars, motorbikes. They are very thorough in their searches. Here we say so much other stuff is fine and you are not going to get in trouble for it in Thailand. So I advise highly, do not push it. Do not go for the substances. We just covered another story not too long ago where somebody got something and it was not what they thought it was, ended up in the hospital and ended up passing away. So that is a whole other aspect of it. But just goes to show, if you are coming here, it is very important to understand the differences from America to Thailand when it comes to due process, illegal search and seizure, all that stuff. Things just operate differently here. And of course, I hope I don't have to tell you, you don't get any of those same rights coming to Thailand as you do in your home country. The laws are different. For some reason, people still think that, their country is the way the entire world works, which I don't understand, but that's not true. So that is what is happening in Thailand this week. If you made it this far in the video, shout out to you for staying informed. So many people nowadays seem to just kind of float through life with no idea what's going on. And I don't think that's the way to do it. I thank you guys so much for being here. If you are going out and about enjoying Songkran, have fun, stay safe, try to stay dry for the next few days, even though it's impossible. Hopefully you don't have anything to do. Don't take your computer anywhere and you'll probably be all right. Maybe.